Say what's on my mind, sip on fine wine. Listen to my thoughts, unfiltered, relax, recline. Today we got some time, how nice of you to join. Listen to my thoughts, true facts you'll find. God gave me brain with a tool.
Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Thoughts. My name is Cedric and this is my lovely wife, Deidre. And we actually coming to you guys today with another podcast. I know they come in far few
sporadically, but we're working on it. We're trying to get our lives back together.
we get back together, guys. But we do have an interesting topic today. It's going to be friends of the opposite sex. And I know as being a married couple, it's a little bit different for us than it is for single folks out there that have friends of the opposite sex. That's I can't say single, I say dating. Because if you're single, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, you know, some people say you're single until you get married. So even if you're dating, you're still single. But
you know, I do think there's some truth to that. No, because if you're single, it doesn't matter. But if
you're in a relationship,
yes.
With someone,
we're talking about the relationship, folks.
Well, obviously, because like I said, if you're single, who gives a shit?
Yeah. And so we thought about this podcast for a little while now. We just wanted to kind of shed some light on it a little bit. I know, for women it's different than men, and we'll talk about those too. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, what do you think about when it comes to? I guess you can do this in two parts. Okay. You can do it in the part of you having male friends. Uh-huh. And then you can do it with me having female friends.
Well, that's what I thought we were going to do. So.
Well, yeah, no, I'm just saying because it's a two-part thing. So we'll start with you just being friends with a male, and then
I'm going to just say what I'm thinking, and we'll just let it go from there. That's how these typically work out better than trying to have all this structure.
I was trying to have some structure.
It doesn't work that well. Okay, so for me, because I was one that thought of this podcast idea, to preface it, well, anyways, I'm just going to say, I was one that thought of this podcast, a while back. I was telling you about a guy on Facebook that I was, not really commenting on his posts and stuff like that and sending him ideas, in messages, and you were kind of giving me a look well, you messaging him? And I'm like, well, yeah, I don't want to be with him. I don't know if you remember this, but I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to be with him like that. I was just messaging him to give him ideas for something, and you just were looking at me so if I did it, I really wouldn't care. I'm not trying to hide anything.
Well,
but hold on. Okay. But that's what made me think of that, because the younger me would have been like, you ain't having no friends with nobody that's a female at all. I just don't. It ain't happening. Older me now, I understand. I think it just, I understand that obviously friends come in all shapes and sizes, and I'm aware that you will, I just have all these different thoughts in my head that I'm trying to just not interrupt myself. Okay, I understand now that as I'm older, I'm aware that you are going to not meet females, because that's part of the, see, that's what I got all these different thoughts in my head. So first of all, I don't care if you have female friends. Let me just say that to begin with.
Okay.
It depends on the situation. I don't want you actively going out looking for female friends, because that's weird. I am not going out of my way to find male friends. I feel like if there's somebody that, the person that I'm thinking about, I used to work with him a long time ago. I haven't seen him in years, whatever the case might be, but he was somebody that I could see me being friends with. Now, I'm not talking about going out to dinners with him and going over to his house and hanging out.
I guess you're going to have to describe your friendship levels.
Well, to me, I feel like there's got to be boundaries when it comes with relationships with somebody of the opposite sex. To me, if you had a friend, which you do have female friends, but you're not going over to her house and you're not hanging out with her in your own private quarters with her, you're not doing that kind of stuff, because I would not allow that. That to me is just doing too much. I don't mind her coming over if I'm over at the house, but if she were like, yeah, I'm going to go on, and you're like, yeah, that what's is coming over to the house. No, she's not. I'm not there to watch that. I'm not saying that I don't trust you. I just feel like anything can happen in that time. Things can be misconstrued. Stuff can be, and I just feel like it gets messy after a while. But going back to what I was originally saying, I don't have a problem with you having female friends. Now, the younger me, I'd have been like, no, you don't need no friends. I'm the only friend that you ever gonna need in this world, and that's just that. But I understand now that it just is. I don't know. I guess it just depends on how everything happens. Like if you were to go, like if we were somebody today that you were like, I just found her as a friend. I don't know. I guess let you talk so I can get my thoughts together because I have lots of thoughts that are just bouncing.
You got too much going on.
They're just bouncing off all over my head right now.
Well, for me personally, if Deidre have any male friends, I'm okay with that because it's going to be. There's no way that we can live on Earth and not think that, your spouse is only going to have one set of friends, as far as if it's male or female. I'm never going to be the jealous person. I know Deidre really likes to see more.
I'm joking about that because he's the most non-jealous person I've ever met in my life.
And I told Deidre, even if so let's just reverse this around. If I walk in and Deidre and some guys sit in the living room and they have a conversation, I'll be like, wow, this look really friendly.
Oh my God. But see, I would never do that because I feel like that's inappropriate. I feel like there needs to be boundaries and I guess that's specifically for me and you. I can't tell other people how their relationships could be because some people could be like, I don't care what the hell they do as long as they're leaving me alone. But for me, I feel like I would never have a male in our house if you weren't here. I would never do anything with another guy that you weren't present with. And that's what I think it depends on how the friendship is brought about. Like if I was trying to keep this man a secret from you, I didn't want you to meet him, and I didn't want you to know this person. To me, that's sketchy. Because if this is a friend of mine, why am I trying to keep him away from you? But if there was somebody that I genuinely wanted to be friends with, I would introduce him to you. And I would hope that you guys would be friends so that way if I wanted to do anything with him or I guess hang out with him, it would be all of us together. You
could probably do like a lunch. Hey, I'm going to lunch with such and such. I mean, obviously, it is what it is. You're not going to not do anything. Now, if you say you're going to go to somebody's house, look a little bit more sketchier. Because I'm like, why are you going to somebody's house? You can be somewhere else.
Right. No, but I guess I'm just saying for me personally, if there was ever like a guy that I wanted to be friends with, I would introduce him to you and hope that you guys became friends. So that way, if I was like, I'm about to go, Bob invited me over out to dinner or whatever the case might be, I'd be like, you want to come with? So that way it's not, I don't even know if I would even go because to me it's just weird. But that's just me personally. I guess I've never had a male friend to that capacity when I was in a relationship with someone, so I can't speak from personal experience like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't have any male friends now, really. So I'm not sure like how that would even go about. But I feel like for me, I don't know if I would do stuff like that. To me, I just think you're a friend, but you're not that kind of friend. I got other friends I can go out to dinner with, but I don't know. Then I guess is that person really your friend then? If you wouldn't do those things with them?
Typically it'd be, I guess friends are...
somebody that you hang out with, you spend time with.
But I guess it's kind of I guess we got to give a little bit more preference. Let's just put this out there. Let's say you had a male friend before you met me.
That's different. I'm talking about after the fact.
No, I'm just using this as an example.
Okay, because you have female friends that you knew.
I knew before I met you. Right. And so... when we met, I introduced you to the folks that I knew. So it wasn't like, if you ever seen them or seen them call me, you won't be...
Who the hell is this bitch?
You wouldn't be, jumping out and trying to, putting two and two together, thinking that we were talking. And so now, let's just say, if I said, hey, I'm going to go out and go to lunch with the friend I met prior to meeting you, it'd be viewed differently than me going out with somebody that I met after I met you.
If you told me that you were going out to lunch with a particular person in my mind that I'm thinking of, I wouldn't think anything of it. I would tell her I said hi. But if it was some random person that you just was like, I was at the gym and I just started talking to this girl and she just seemed real cool. We gonna go kick it and have some drinks.
No, I'd be that's totally different.
I'd be like, no, I need to meet her first. I need to see who she is because I feel how I feel about women. I feel like, we're really deceiving and deceitful sometimes. And I feel like women do things that are very manipulative and calculating. Like, I'll be friends with her just so I can get close to him, even though I don't really want to be friends with her. I just want to be around a man and all that other shit. So even though that's a different topic, I guess that's different than her trying to be friends with me. But you can always tell, I feel like, I'm really good at reading people and their energies and their auras and all that stuff. So I can always tell when somebody ain't really what they seem. And I feel like if she seemed like she had a problem with me, like if you met a person and you were like, I met this girl, she seems really cool, I want to introduce you guys and blah, blah, blah. And if she came off like she had a problem with me, like, because you can tell when somebody just ain't liking you, you can just feel the energy. Like, she got it, like, she's not the same as she is with you as she is with me. Like, she's like, oh, hi, Cedric. And then she sees me say, hey, Deidre. That's a problem. Like, clearly she don't like me, so that she can't like you. She don't like me. So, therefore, that's not going to happen.
That ends the friendship?
That's it. That's it. There's no more friendship.
So, far as, like, me being okay with you having male friends, I think I went there, didn't I?
You said you didn't mind, but I don't have any male friends, so there's not no really...
Maybe that's why I'm so okay with it.
Right. I don't think I might just probably just be a little too mean for males to even want to be friends with me, because you know what I mean? Bothered.
It's kind of hard to make new male friends.
Yes, that's my point.
So it's kind of like when you say, hey, I just met, me and this guy at work or wherever.
At the gym. I was at Target line checkout and he was behind me talking and we just hit it off.
Yeah, that's a weird scenario, because even if I say that,
I'd be looking at you like, where did you meet her from? Why are you talking to her like that? And it's not even a jealousy thing, because I would just be like, why are you, like, what is even the deal? Because I wouldn't even, I feel like it would have to be in a situation where if you were at work, because I feel like you spend more time with somebody at work than you do at home, or if it's something that you see on a regular basis, I could see how that could happen. How you could be like, oh my god, I was talking to what's his face at work and he was cool as hell and it's funny, and like I could see how that could progress into wanting to be a friend with somebody. But like, I just couldn't see you just being like, yeah, I was at the gym and some woman just started talking to me, because my first thought is, what the hell does she want? Why are you talking to her?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Far as so obviously you have married couples versus people that's in relationships. Maybe one day they aspire to get married. Maybe they just want to be in relationships for forever, I guess. I'm not sure. It's a difference between those two. Because the married couple has, already established boundaries already, because they've been married. Now, I'm not saying like newlyweds, but I'm talking about people that's been married for 3 or 4 years or more. They have an understanding between, hopefully they have an understanding between the two, versus somebody that's dating. It looks differently, because if me and you was dating and I just keep having like randomly new friends, how would you take it?
How would I take it? I guess for me, I guess it'd all be depending on, are these women made aware of who I am? I don't know. I guess it just depends on the situation. Like if you were just meeting all these random women and they didn't even know you had a girlfriend, and they were like, oh, he never even said you had a girlfriend. Like I didn't even know. Like, not even saying that it could be anything sexual, but I feel like if I at all mattered to you in any kind of way, you would have mentioned me at some point. Like, if your friends definitely know that you're in a relationship with somebody. So I guess it just depends on the situation. But I feel like, I am a much more jealous individual than you are. So I don't know. I guess it would just depend on how they acted and how everything went about. Like, if you were, like I said, if you were trying to keep them secrets, and I was finding out about it because I'm looking through your phone and you're texting random girls, it looks different, because that's not a friend. Like, why do I not know about her? You know about all my female friends, or I know about all your male friends, so why do I not know about these female ones? So I don't know.
So question for you, and this is probably for the most of the ladies out there that's probably listening to this podcast. So if, let's just say, in a scenario, and now I'm not talking about this, just picture yourself in a normal woman's shoes, not being married for years.
Okay.
If I introduce you to the female friends that I have, will that make you less likely to want to check my phone if you see somebody's name pop up?
No, because I feel like you're being upfront with me about it all.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess the situation, like when I met you, you had I don't want to make it sound like you had a bunch of them, but you had like one or two that I at first was like, I don't know about these people. But But it got to the point where I guess I trusted you enough that you wouldn't be having me out here looking stupid, telling me that these girls are friends, and then like you're fucking them, and like they're looking at me like this dumb bitch, and I'm all, she has me in her house, but you know what? I wouldn't even put stuff past women like that because I feel like women do shit like that, and I feel like that would be my main reason as to why I wouldn't want you to have female friends. Not because I don't trust you, I don't trust them, and I don't put shit past nobody. I tell you that all the time. That's my, like, if I ever got a shirt, that's gonna be the saying on my shirt. I don't put shit past nobody. So I feel like for me that would be my main issue, is that were you keeping her a secret? Do you get defensive when I talk about her? Because that's another thing, like, because I just feel like it's inevitable for me to be everything, your end all be all, like as much as I would love it to be. I just know that I'm not. I know that I can't give you everything that you're looking for, and I realize that you would have to go out and find, not saying that you're trying to find like sexual things with women, but different conversations with women and things like that. And so I completely lost where I was going, my train of thought on that. But oh shit, I don't remember.
Okay, I'll say this. Because I mean, obviously we know, when you're just starting off, like a lot of women always want to check the guys' phones because they want to know, who they talking to. What kind of conversations? I think if a woman is going to
check somebody's phone, it's because the man is making her feel a type of way. I personally, I have never had it. Well, I did at one point when I go through your phone, but that was because of the shit that you were doing that was making me feel that way. We ain't gonna go into it, but this was a long ass time ago. But I
was always an outstanding citizen.
You had your little sketchy ass moments, but but I have never had the desire to go through your phone because you've never given me a reason to want to go through your phone. So I feel like if women are feeling like they need to go through all that, they already know some shit ain't right. They're just trying to get confirmation. And I feel like men should just be more honest and just tell them, like, yeah, bitch, I got some stuff in there that hurt your feelings.
That might be true, but women do it too. So it's not like women don't got guys texting them and DMing them all the time. So there's
a difference though, because are we entertained? I feel like most women are not entertaining those things. I have men that message me all the time, or I shouldn't say all the time because that's not true. I do get men that message me or whatever every once in a while. I don't even open the messages. I don't even enter, because you're telling me hi beautiful. I don't need you to tell me that. I don't care. So I don't even open it. So I feel like men are going to open it. If some woman were to message a man and be like, hey handsome, how you doing? First of all, you're entertaining it just by opening the email or the text. That's me personally. Because I'm not even interested in what you have to say. Mm-hmm. If you're already starting out with hey beautiful, if it ain't saying, hey, I heard you were a realtor and you can help me buy a house, that's the only shit I'm opening. But if you started out with, hey beautiful, I heard you were a realtor, I'm not even interested in working with you, so you can go ahead and find the next realtor. So I just don't even bother.
So I had something on top of mind I was going to mention, because women also have guy friends, let's just say, let's flip it around. Yeah. Because and us as males, I don't know if there's guys out there that's running to check females' cell phone because they, maybe got some stuff going on that they feel that they need to check their cell phone. And I never heard of any guys say, hey, let me check your cell phone. Now, but that don't be doing crazy shit. But no. That doesn't excuse the fact that y'all guys do cheat on guys a lot of times. This isn't about cheating. No.
That's what it all boils down to.
Right, but because she can be like, well, I got some male friends, and her DMs are, because it's the odds of women having guys in their DMs versus guys being in, or I suppose the other way around, is high. So, for instance, it's not going to be a ton of women in my DMs looking for me in particular versus a lot of guys in your DM looking for you in particular.
You'd be surprised, my DMs are very dry.
We ain't gonna go into that, but I'm just saying, I'm not going to have a bunch of women, and I think that maybe because I've been married for a while, and they pretty much get the picture now. Mm-hmm. Versus if I was a single guy, then I can expect to have some type of behavior like that.
I don't know. I feel like women get turned on by other people's men's. I feel like they find it as like a game to them. Like, let's see how many families I can destroy. It ain't my problem. That's their problem, and that's her man. That's a whole other topic.
But but it also kind of stems from the friends because if they.
I also think though, but you have to be careful with those things because I'm just thinking about it in my mind, like. Because this just popped into my head. Because you hear about a lot of times that people were like, oh, we were friends first before we became lovers. And I feel like that's the slippery slope. Because even if I trusted you, what happens if you started hanging out with somebody, you had no intentions and you weren't sexually attracted to her, but then you started to hang out with her and you started to see who she was as a person. And you were like, oh, she's actually a pretty awesome person. And now she becomes attractive to you. Then what?
It's going to be tight on you.
Yeah, they're gonna be tight on me. It's gonna be tight on her ass. But I'm just saying, what do you do in that situation?
I don't know if there's any coming back from that.
Right, and that's why I feel like, in a sense, that's why I wouldn't want to. Because I'm not saying that I'm gonna fall in love with somebody else, but who's to say that couldn't happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, it could totally happen. You hear about shit like that all the time. And you're like, we were friends for like 3 years before we started dating, and that's why we've been together for so long.
Okay, but we talking about you talking about like. We was friends, like he had a girlfriend and
she let's just say I was talking about the Bob that I was working with, and we started hanging out as friends, and then over time I started to develop feelings for Bob because Bob is an awesome guy, and I realized it in a way that I wouldn't have known it because I wasn't attracted to him at first. So now we have a more deeper bond because it goes beyond like a sexual thing.
Well,
I feel like you put yourself in that you're putting yourself to be put in a situation like that because. Granted, I could fall in love with my female friend, but
Well, I would say this: if your relationship was already on the rocks, or it's nothing that.
But it doesn't have to be on the rocks.
No. I'm just saying, just think about what I'm saying to you. Like, if some outside individual come in and make you feel some type of way,
and you guys can hear a dog in the background.
Then it is what it is. It's not going to see. I think that your relationship is not as tight, or maybe one person is feeling some type of way about the other person, so it's probably going to come to an end anyways.
Okay, but let's just say that you did have let's say that happened to you. Let's say you just suddenly started hanging out with somebody that you've already been friends with, and then now you're like, wow, I really have feelings for her. I didn't think that this was even possible. So then what?
Well, I mean, just like I said, sometimes I feel like this. I feel like if you're happy at home, it's kind of hard to sway that. But my bad, go ahead. No, I was going to say, if you're already happy at home and your spouse or whoever, significant other, is doing everything that you would like them to do, they're fulfilling your love language, then there'd be no reason, remember I was saying, I would be laughing and joking with you, and I said, you can have men parade out naked, and you wouldn't think nothing of it. But if you've been neglected or your love tank hasn't been filled, and you kind of hoping any type of sign of a man giving you any type of attention is going to make you blush and laugh and giggle, then you already on the edge anyway.
Fair enough. And now I was thinking about, so what would you do in this situation with the other way around? Let's say the friend told you that she started to have feelings for you. Would you tell me about it? Or how would you handle that situation, I guess, first?
That's a tough one.
How would it be tough? Because it would be tough for me. Somebody told me that he was falling for me, I'd be like, yeah, I'm married, so this friendship is over.
That's what I'm saying, because there's nothing that I can, I can't keep being a friend with you anymore.
Would you tell me about it? Or would you keep it to yourself?
Man, that's tough. Because, I don't want you... And I'm not saying this because I don't want you to know, or just because I'm saying this because I don't want her, just using this as an example, to her feelings for how she felt at that moment to ruin all the friendships.
What do you mean?
Because obviously if I told you, hey, she, obviously came on to me and this
friendship that I had with her was over anyways.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because, sometimes people they may say something that they just begin to call in the moment. Now I was, like as she said, she tried to making passes at me. Like this, let's just say she just did it one time, and we was drinking or whatever, and she did that, and I'd be like, okay, I give you one time.
No, you don't.
But let me finish talking. Now, if this is this been something that is more habitual, then I'm gonna like, listen, you're gonna have to go. I'm gonna like, Deidre, listen, she's doing this, doing that. I can't. Now it's out of my control. I can't do it anymore. But I give a pass in a certain sense. Not saying that she was totally sober and regular thinking. Then she did it, and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to bounce. But if she,
I think it's even worse if she's drunk, because they say sober or drunk words are sober thoughts. So if she came on to you when she was
inebriated, so I'm not gonna.
That means I don't know. I see it as differently, because I feel like she's obviously been lusting after you for a while, and then she got the courage she was wanting with that alcohol.
Of course, but she said it under the influence.
I don't know.
I don't know. The police officers.
Because if I told somebody that I hated you when I was drunk, that I meant that shit, and I probably thought about it a lot when I was sober.
No. I'm not saying that the thoughts wasn't there. What I'm saying to you is a person don't just say those thoughts normally under normal conditions.
That might be the case, but the feelings and the actions behind it was there. Because that would be like me going to like steal because I was drunk. I don't steal in my normal life, so I'm not going to do things that I don't normally do when I'm drunk.
Yeah,
and as some people do, I become more talkative, yes, more animated, but I'm not getting out of my character. Only thing that I would do is become more honest. So if I tell you some shit when I'm drunk, I mean that.
But that's everybody's different. And the reason I'm saying this is because when you are under the influence and they pull you over, they're going to give you a ticket. If you're not under the influence and they pull you over, they're not going to give you a ticket.
I'm not sure what that analogy is supposed to mean.
Because they don't want drunk drivers out there, because you make bad decisions when you're drunk.
Right. Well, because you can kill yourself or someone else.
Right. Now, you don't really, the odds of you killing somebody else and someone else, or killing someone else and yourself, goes down probably about 90% when you're sober.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I guess I just see it differently. I feel like if somebody said some shit to you while they were drunk, they've been thinking about this. And
but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I give you the pass, because you're under the influence. Now, she was totally clear-headed, mind and all that stuff, and she said that. I'm like, that was going to be tight on you.
Okay, so what would you do then? Because if it was me personally and somebody confessed to me on crack, and I was like, oh, he was on crack, it didn't even matter.
That's not going to happen, so use it better.
Okay, drunk. To me, I would not be able to just turn the cheek and be like, he totally just told me he was in love with me and he was drunk. Like,
I never said that, Deidre. First of all, you add in, you're adding things that never was said.
Well, he came on to me while he was drunk. I'm not going to be able to forgive that. I'm not going to act like that shit never happened. So I'm not even sure how I'd be able to go on with that friendship, because I'd be like, when he was drunk, you tried to kiss me, right? Or whatever the case might be.
But that's not.
But that means that's what you wanted to do anyway.
We said two different things. First of all,
I
said make a pass. Okay.
That is trying to kiss you.
I'm not.
What is making a pass then?
Like saying something like that can insinuate that there might be some likeness there.
Okay. Well,
I'm not talking about going to the point where they try to kiss me on the cheek, and that's totally different.
Okay, well, whatever the case might be, I would not be able to act like that did not happen, because it's just not.
No, if they went that far, yes, I would agree with you. I can't undo that.
But what could they? To me, there is nothing that somebody could do that I could undo it. Because if somebody came up to me and said something like, if my friend was drunk and he was like, I'm assuming this is kind of what you mean. If he was like, I've always thought you were beautiful or something like that, that.
I wouldn't think nothing.
I wouldn't be able to not be like, okay, so what do you mean by that? Like, are you attracted to me? Like, do you want to be with me? Like, what are you saying?
I wouldn't. But I wouldn't even went that far. I would just, oh yeah, that's nice, because it's a compliment.
I guess.
I wouldn't, and that's what I mean. For all the people that's gonna try to crucify this conversation, that's what I mean by that. Like, if they say, oh, I always thought you was beautiful, handsome, whatever the case is, but not something like I've been wanting to sleep with you forever and all that stuff. I'm not saying like that would be cool with me.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's say that I did have a friend that came up to me and was like, I've always thought you were just so beautiful. Would you want me to tell you that? And would it bother you that I have a friend that is like, thinks I'm beautiful?
That's iffy.
That's what we're talking about, though.
Well, no, I'm just saying, because I'm saying it's iffy because, a lot of people, if somebody thought you was beautiful, I'd be complimented by it. because they saying you look beautiful. Now, if he said I always had a crush on you, I always wanted to be with you,
that's
where it gets
obviously
dicey.
the friendship is over.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't stop being friends with somebody because they thought I was beautiful. Because
right.
I feel
that's
like
what I'm saying to you. Is
I
that,
can't help I'm beautiful.
but
I'm just
according to you, like I'm cutting them off. Like
I mean, you know, I will cut you off.
well, I'm just saying, like you according to you be like I'm done with this.
I mean, I don't know because according to you, you wouldn't ask any questions, and you know I'm about to be. My mind is about to go down.
No, because I don't want to know what all that.
But I do want to know because like now you've opened up a door that we've never talked about before. So when you tell me that you think I'm beautiful, are you just saying it in a sense of like when I look at you, I see a beautiful person, or are you saying it in the sense of when I look at you, I think you're beautiful, and I would love to be with you if I had the chance? Because those are two different things.
Yeah, but then you kind of opening up a Pandora's box. You think?
But you don't want to know that.
Nah.
So you're telling me that you wouldn't mind. You just want to be ignorant to the whole fact, even though this woman is telling you in a way that she thinks you're handsome, and if she had the chance, she would want to be with you.
I would leave it at that.
Oh no. I would want to know.
No, because then if I have to go deep, if I'm starting to go down a rabbit hole with that conversation, then it's going to be things that's going to be really be said.
Right, but I feel like you would owe it to me to get to the bottom of that, because if it was you and a guy came up to me and then one of my friends was like, "I think you're beautiful," I'd be like, "Beautiful how?" Because if it's beautiful and just like you're just a beautiful woman, like Kim Kardashian's a beautiful woman. Oh, okay, but if he's saying to me like, I think you're beautiful in the sense that if I ever got the chance to be with you, I would take it. To me now, I feel like that's disrespectful to our relationship because I wouldn't want to be friends with you anymore because that means that you just in the background lurking and you're waiting, and I don't like that. So to me, I feel like our friendship would be over at that point, or it would be over, but it would definitely be taking a backseat to you won't probably be coming over as much because now I feel like I owe it to you to figure out the difference because you would not want some man to be around me that's like I'm waiting for him to fuck up. Right?
I mean, I guess if you put it that way, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like for you, it would be like, you need to figure out what the fuck she meant, because if she's sitting up in my house drinking my liquor and my punches that I made, and she's looking at you like, he is so handsome, and if she ever messes up, I'm gonna be there. No, you can't be coming over here like that. That's trifling. You're not gonna be up in my kids' faces, in my house. You don't even like people in my house, so she can't be up in here. She got to go. You can see her on Facebook.
Mm. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's because that's like, I don't know if it's because I just want to say ignorance is bliss and, hey, you just had a blunder. Mm-hmm. I just don't want you to even go down that path.
She should have never said nothing. If you are trying to be friends with Cedric and you feel the type of way about him, don't even compliment him. Tell him he is the ugliest motherfucker you ever seen on the planet. Do not tell him he is handsome.
I don't even know if that even matters anymore.
Like, they don't. But I'm just saying, it don't matter. You could probably be the ugliest person and she still would like you. But I am just saying, for me personally, if a guy I was ever friends with ever expressed anything to me in a way that I thought was like, well, what do you mean? It could be interpreted in another way. I need clarification before we can continue with this friendship, because this is starting to not be a friendship anymore. This is starting to be like a love triangle, and I'm not trying to be in that.
Maybe so happens that, like, and I know it ain't gonna be with you, but I'm just saying in general, like how, like, I forgot what they call them.
Polygamy?
Yeah.
Or I don't want to say the word because we're probably saying like there's different definitions. But you're talking about like people in open relationships or whatever.
No, not an open relationship.
But a relationship together.
Yes.
All of them together.
Yes.
That's a whole different topic.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but it starts off this way.
It ain't gonna happen for me, but if that's what somebody else wants to do, that's a beautiful thing, I guess. If you can learn to put all of your, I guess, jealousies behind, and it's 100% equal, because you and I had this conversation that you would totally be like, oh yeah, I was okay with you being in a relationship with someone else. You'd be like, you're awesome. But then I was like, yeah, but while you're with her, I found this other guy that I was interested in. You'd be like, nah, you can't do that.
I mean, you don't get nobody back like that.
But you're getting me back like that. No, but that you can't open. See, this is getting off topic. But you cannot open Pandora's box and say like, I'm willing to allow another woman into our relationship to make you happy. But you're saying to me, Deidre, my happiness is more important than your happiness. Because if I'm saying to you, he can make me happy too, but I can't have him because you couldn't get over yourself, that's selfish.
I mean, it's fucking always double standards.
That's a horrible double standard. So I just don't even see how.
You don't ever see to me. You don't. I mean, the odds of you seeing two males with one female.
I just saw it on Facebook yesterday, and they looked like they were very much in love and happy.
I mean, I don't know. It just
But see, if I were to ever do that, I would let you have another one. I shouldn't say let you, because I can't let you do anything. You're a grown man.
No.
You're
But
gonna do whatever the hell you
you're
want.
going off topic. Well, now you're talking about like a polygamy.
You mentioned it.
No. I was talking about like if no, I'm not saying me, but I'm saying in general. The female friend became involved with the relationship too.
With both of us, or with you?
This in general. Both of
No,
us.
well, there's a difference. There's like so.
No.
I was in a relationship with her, and you were like we're just in a relation. We're a throuple. Is that what they call them? A
I
throuple.
don't know what that is.
When all three of us are in a relationship together.
Right.
That's some freaky ass shit. I'm not into that. But and I don't mean freaky in like a bad way. I mean like freaky ass shit. I'm not into that kind of stuff.
Well, but I'm saying, but you see that way more often. See two women marrying one guy.
I think
way
that
more
it would
common.
have to be the woman would have to be attracted to women to begin with. Like you
Well,
don't just suddenly become a lesbian just because. I suppose some people do. I don't know.
I'm not even saying that she has to become a lesbian. It just he just dating two women, or he just married to two women.
Okay, so then they're not all in a relationship. You are in a relationship with two individual people.
Yeah, they sharing
No,
one. They
but they're not
sharing. They just sharing one man.
Right, you are in a relationship with me and another woman. I am not in a relationship with her because there would never be a situation where I would want to be in a relationship with a woman.
Right. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. But nobody said that these women that's getting married to one man had to be liking each other too.
Well, yeah, well, you said they were all dating each other, which means something different in my mind,
Oh,
meaning
okay,
that I'm
sorry.
dating the woman too.
Sorry, that's not what I meant. I meant that the two women are dating the one guy.
That's not going to happen over here. But if somebody else wants to do that, more power to them. I guess I get, some people feel like that's the way we're supposed to live. We're not meant to be in a relationship with one person. It sounds exhausting to me. I feel like the older I get, the more unbothered I want to be by somebody else. Like I couldn't imagine dating you and dating another man. Like unless he's buying me shit all the time. That would be the only benefit for me because I like stuff. So
See, and that's what I'm saying. Like that, like it's for women, it's look different than it is for men.
I know I look like a hoe.
Well, and that too.
But I knew that's where you were going.
No, that's not where I was going with that. I was going with because it's like how as a guy. I know this is off topic, but how as a guy you'd be okay with knowing that the other guy just got there and having sex with the girl that y'all both dating.
How would I? Same way that I would. How would I as a woman?
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Can I finish? And this guy is.
Sorry, we're off topic, but I guess
is doing the most to her.
Uh-huh.
You hear her in the other room. And
why would no?
I'm
Okay.
just saying. How do you like look at her the same?
How would I look at you the same way? I hear you in there clapping cheeks and probably doing shit that you ain't never did to me. She sounds like she's being murdered in there, and I'm supposed to just be like, "Go, say, go, go! Look at my baby in there destroying her." That's not a cool. I would feel the same exact way.
I mean, most women are team players.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not.
But I'm talking about as a male, you never understand because you're a female. As a male, you wouldn't be. It'd be hard to come out to follow that act. Not saying that he went and destroyed her, but I'm just saying, like he, cummed all over and all that stuff. Like I'm just saying, I'm
Okay.
just using it. I mean, this is an adult conversation.
Yes, it is.
How do you like kiss her after that? Like, there's no way that I could just get over that mentally.
I mean, I guess why are you thinking about it? Let it go.
It's happening, so I'm just saying. Like she's giving him a blowjob.
Don't
too.
think
Like,
about it. Don't think
doing-
about it. Just mind your business and act like it nothing happening.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, she come out the bedroom wiping her face. I'm like, I can't. There's no way you can overcome it. As for me,
I
no.
mean, I wouldn't be able to overcome knowing that you was fucking somebody. So like, it's the same thing. You think because you're a man that my overcoming this is like much that is the same or whatever the case may be, but I can assure you it's the same feeling of me knowing that you're somewhere fucking somebody else and giving her all of what you be giving. I would not even be able to sleep at night. I wouldn't even be able to look at you the same no more. We wouldn't even be able to be together.
But what happens if like
We're so off topic, but I guess maybe it kind of goes in. I don't know, whatever.
Well, it started off as friends.
Yes, well, it started off as close friends.
Yep.
Somehow, how does that song go? That she listened to all the time.
Well, they were, obviously their friends got close. So.
Yeah, but they're not. That's not friends no more. That's lovers. So
right.
That's a whole different topic. Like when the friends become lovers, then I guess I'm just not in the picture no more because I would not be okay with sharing you with somebody else. I'm just not going to do that. That's not. I'm not built that way. It's not in my DNA. I'm a one woman, one man, whatever how it goes.
One man, woman.
Yes, I can't share you with somebody, and I couldn't imagine me being with two different men. And I know in theory it sounds great, like I have these men and they're both loving on me and. The only way it would be great is if like one of them was rich and like was bringing me on trips and shit. But other than that, it sounds exhausting, and I'm not even interested.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that would be the only benefit for me.
But for us as males, I guess in theory, I mean, if and we talked about this the other day when we was mentioning Floyd Mayweather. That he has a group of women that he has in pretty much almost all the cities that he can just go to and.
As much as I hate that man, I respect that because I'm sure that they're all aware of each other.
Right. So if you let's just say if like this guy is just probably better off this way, I should say. Why you wouldn't be okay with that?
I didn't say me personally. I said I respect it for him because I'm sure he's letting these women know right up front. This is what you're getting into. And there's, like you always say, there's no victims, there's only volunteers. They volunteered to be in a relationship with the man because he's rich. I guarantee you, if his ass was broke, this would not be the same situation. They would not be okay with him sleeping with multiple women. He don't got nothing for them. There's no benefit for them. The benefit is that he can sleep with all these women as long as you buy me shit. That was loud. As long as you buy me shit, take me places, and keep me happy in the material ways, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. And
well, he was good anyway. So
all the women are happy and harmonious together. They're not creating, conflict within the circle.
Yeah,
it would be different, right? But that's the difference. If he was broke, there's gonna be conflict. There's gonna be bitches busting out windows. It's gonna be a heartache, or it's gonna be a headache for this man.
Well, I don't know.
Please.
No. I'm just saying. I don't know if having money is the issue. I think more.
It is.
Well, yeah. I mean,
for me personally, if I was ever going to do something like that, he would have to have money. I'm not about to be having some broke ass man have me out here looking stupid with all these other chicks. What's the benefit?
I mean, guys doing that shit all the time.
Yeah, and they're upset. These chicks are not in harmony. They're trying to fight each other, blowing his phone up. That's the difference. They're not rich.
I don't think that money has anything to do with anything.
So you think that you could find me a man that's got about 2 to 3, 4 women that are all aware of each other and they're all happy together?
I'm quite sure it's more easier.
Okay, well, I said find me one.
Then you think?
Okay, I'm gonna y'all heard it. He gonna find me somebody. We'll get back to you guys on that, and I want to talk to him too. I don't want you to just be making up nothing. And he can't have no money. He got to be a broke ass dude. A regular dude,
a regular guy,
and they're all like happy and they know about each other. They go to lunches together. They're cool as shit. They all hang out. Yeah. I want you to show me that guy. He's gonna be on the show. I want to know him.
So back to friends that opposite sex.
Yeah, I feel like that was. Well, I mean, I guess it all had to do with friends in a sense.
I think we kind of answered the questions. For you or for I was to say if you speaking for women.
I'm speaking for me. I can only speak for me.
Okay, but I'm saying you representing women.
Yes.
So, and for me as a male, I feel just like I said before, I don't have an issue with women in general that I'm dating or married to having a friend of the opposite sex. I guess for me, I'm just not. I guess I'm just not the jealous type. Well, sure. Because if you are, this will never work out.
No.
Because you'll always think that somebody's trying to take your man or whatever. But I'm just saying for me, like if you decide to have, like if you say, hey, this is my friend and we doing this and he's cool and blah, 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 and you decided to go off with that guy at some point or sleep with the guy at some point, it's nothing I can do about that anyways.
I think it just depends on how you introduce these women to me And
well, I'm just saying because I mean, at that point, I know that there's nothing I can do anyway. The relationship is over.
no, I was just saying to go back to what you originally said about you don't have a problem with it, and I don't have a problem with it either. And I think it all has to do it all boils down to the people's relationship. I think it boils down to the conversations that were had when you guys were first starting to date. If you know that you're a jealous type person and, you know, maybe you've had a lot of horrible relationships with people that said that they were just friends and now that's like a cousin to me, or whatever the case might be, those are things that should be addressed up front. And I feel like you should take those things seriously. Like if you came to me and was like, Deidre, I have been burned by a lot of women in my past that told me that these guys were just friends. So for me, women with all these friends is a hard trigger for me. That has been my decision to decide to want to still be with you in that way. And I have to understand that these are things that are a hard no for you. So I would have to respect that in the sense, but I also feel like it just depends on how you bring these people about. Like I would never, like if I introduced a male to you and like I said earlier, he had like an attitude or he was an asshole to you or whatever the case might be, then that he wouldn't be a friend of mine anymore. But I feel like that's more, I feel like that's more of like a woman thing. I don't feel like men do shit like that because I feel like women are much more like the petty type and like if I ever like I just feel like.
But I'm saying because even if it's the same, like let's say if I brought a friend around and she was a bitch to you and all that stuff, and you know, I'd be like, listen, you know, that's my wife, you know, at least you know, you don't. I'm not saying y'all guys got to be BFFs, but y'all, you know, you got to have a level of respect.
I feel like I wouldn't even want you to be friends with somebody that was like that. I'm gonna be honest with you because like, what the fuck is her problem? That would be what I'd be thinking.
Well, I'm not saying that you're basically saying that she just didn't. You know, she was bitchy, I guess. And
all the time, or just like
just I don't know. I'm not saying all the time. Maybe just like one time or something.
I can overlook that, but if I feel like if every time you brought her around, she had an attitude and she was stinking, then I'd be like, nah, that bitch can't be friends with you no more. Granted, I cannot tell you what to do. I would suggest it in a very strong way. Like you were not. I don't like that you're friends with her, but you know, you've actually have met maybe only one person since we've been married. I'm not going to say her name. I don't even know if she listens to the podcast, but you brought her around in a way that I never felt like I had to ever be worried about her. So it was not like, I just never felt like, oh my God, I have to be worried about this chick. And
but then also like, because we're, you know, everybody's different and everybody's level of their level of relationships are different. And what I mean by that is, see, I don't get bothered by that stuff because, you know, as long as there's respect in the room, I'm okay with it. You know, if he's like, you know, like all up under you and doing that, I'm like, dude, that's disrespectful because I wouldn't do that to your girl. Now, if he just, you know, being cool and acting like a normal person, if he just blended into the room and nobody knows he's there, but he's, you know, y'all guys knew each other from work or whatever, I don't see any issues with it. But, you know, obviously, there's some boundaries there. Now, and even for me, with females, you know, if I'm noticing that a female is like always extra friendly and doing things that they normally wouldn't do, I'm like, you know what, I don't think that's going to work out because, you know, I don't want my woman to feel some type of way about our relationship, thinking that, you know, maybe this might be something else. So I you know, sometimes you have to just cut the headaches off at the.
Yeah, that was kind of like what I was saying earlier. Like, let's say that female friend was like, "Oh, I think you're so handsome." I feel like that's where you need to do what do you mean by that, because what do you mean? Like, when you look at me, do you just think, "Oh, that's a handsome man," or do you think like he is handsome and if I ever could, I would love to be with you? Because there's a difference. Like, and I just don't understand why you would even say anything like that. Like, if I had a male friend, I would never tell him that I thought he was attractive because I feel like men are good. For real? Word? She thinks I look good? Like, you'd be thinking in your mind, like, damn, you told me that I look good. Like, she thought I was handsome. Like, because what would be the point? And unless I had a hidden agenda, like, I'm gonna just let him know. Like, I ain't gonna say nothing. Like, I would want to be with you, but I would just say, I think you're handsome. Because, like, there's just no reason.
I think women are, like, yeah, I can't even say that for women because men do the same thing. So
I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. It's an interesting topic, but I feel like there's definitely a lot more things that we probably are skipping over. Something like even like gay. Like, would you have a problem if I had like a gay male friend? Because actually, we did. I don't know if I'm not gonna put you on the spot like that. Never mind. I'm not gonna say nothing.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have an issue with you having a gay male friend per se. I just don't want to be around it.
Yeah, but then this is the conversation. Okay, so but like, who? So if we had like a game night, you wouldn't want me to bring him over because you would be uncomfortable with him being there, correct?
Yeah.
But why? He's not there for you.
I know he's not, but I'm just saying, that's my personal preference.
Okay, so would you have a problem if I went out to lunch with this person?
No.
Would you have a problem if I went to lunch with a straight man?
No.
Okay, I'm just asking.
No. But lunch is different than we're going to the mall together, or we going to...
Going to his house?
Yeah, you're going to his house or something like that. That's different. You know, you're going to lunch or coffee or something. Yeah, go do your thing. Nobody's going to stop that.
Okay.
But I'm not saying, this is not me being homophobic with the gay stuff. It's just me. I just want to be comfortable. I don't want him in my presence if this is something I can control. Now, we went somewhere else. We went somewhere else where it was an open environment and it was, he just happened to be there. It is what it is. But if this is something I can control, he's coming to my house or whatever, no, he's not invited, no.
Okay. I have questions, but I'm going to leave it alone. My mind is over here like, I have so many questions. But I'm going to leave that topic alone because that is not the topic that we were talking about. Do you have anything else that you would like to add to this conversation?
Nope. I think we covered everything for our listeners. It really is based on the maturity of the person, and if you're already on rocky terms, it's probably not going to be a good idea to have opposite sex friends.
I guess
I think you need to be. You got to be on stable foundation because if me and you are already, got 1 foot out the grade, out the relationship already, then me having a female friend is probably going to put the nail in the coffin for you.
Let me ask you this. It just crossed my mind. Do you feel like you would want to have female friends? Like, because I don't feel like for me personally, it was just thinking in my head.
I wouldn't say that it was I'm not actively
I don't feel like I need. I've never felt like I was like, oh, I'm missing out because I don't have any male friends. I personally prefer to have female friends over males. I feel like it keeps things less messy because, like as previously stated, what happens if feelings do become involved and all that other stuff. I'm just not trying to put those thoughts never crossed my mind. I mean, that could happen. I guess I'm just not in that space where I feel like I need to have a bunch of male friends. The male friends, I guess, that I do have, they're your friends. And I just look at them like my friends. Not that I would ever hang out with any of your friends, but I guess that's the reason why I feel that way is because you have male friends. When they come over, I talk to them and I don't hang out with them, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. But, so I don't feel like I'm missing out.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you have enough male presence, I guess.
Yeah. Mm. I don't know. So, I mean, I guess it depends on... Because I just don't see where it'd be like, yeah, I'm friends with him. We're friends. I guess if I just work, but we don't work a 9 to 5, so I'm not around a lot of men where it would even be like that situation where I'd be like, yeah, we were just kicking it one day and he decided we both like Harry Potter. We're gonna go watch the marathon together. But which that would possibly be a possibility. Like Cedric, he loves Harry Potter just as much as I do. But
yeah, good. Go do your thing. I'm not going to keep it getting long-winded. No. And so I think that's as far as friends of the opposite sex goes. I think that we pretty much, I know we didn't cover all the bases.
No, I feel like we're definitely forgetting some
topics.
Stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're listening and you have some comments or thoughts about this topic, I would love to hear y'all's opinions because I feel like we definitely got off topic quite a bit. And we probably didn't even get to some of the areas where somebody probably listened, like, you didn't even mention this part. So maybe we'll do like a part 2 if we get enough comments on this. But just let us know what you thought about it and give us some ideas or what you think as far as friendships of opposite sex. Do you like it? Are you for it? You don't give a shit? You like whatever she gonna do, he gonna do, whatever. Just let us know because I'm always curious to know what people think when they're listening to this podcast and stuff like that. So
with that being said,
let us hear it.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Bye.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for rocking with this video all the way to the end. We also have this podcast on Apple, Anchor, and Spotify. You can also rock out with us on Facebook and Instagram. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks very much for y'all guys' support. We'll see you on the next one.